Okay, we'll record it and then we'll just post it there later. That's what we'll do. I'm used to city council, which is a slightly different setup. So what I'm going to do today is kind of go through a PowerPoint with you. Okay. So to start off with, I want to talk about the gift card program. So many of you, way back in April, we purchased gift cards from you. Sometimes several hundred gift cards from many businesses. And the goal was for us to then resell those gift cards to the general public. And we've been doing that for a few months. We sold about 1,500 gift cards or so. And when we got more, and this was before the city had CARES Act dollars, but once we got CARES Act dollars, we realized that we could turn this program into a grant, and then we no longer need to resell those gift cards. So the program is canceled, effective immediately. And what that means is keep your money. If we bought gift cards from you, we're going to cut them up unless you want them back. You know, if you gave us plastic ones, we'll get them back to you. But then the ones that had been sold, so if you're one of those lucky people who had, you know, one of the 1,500 or so sold, we are asking for you to honor those, and we're going to reimburse you for those gift cards. So you'll be getting a check from us soon to reimburse you for those sold gift cards, and you'll know how many that you have to redeem. Any questions on the gift card program? And it's just so you know, there's like 3 pages of people. So you might just have to unmute yourself and say something. Hearing no questions, I'm going to move on to the next topic. New business grants. So we had another round of CARES Act dollars, and City Council really wanted to support our local business community. And so what we're doing is we're working with the Chamber of Commerce to administer these grants, but you do not need to be a chamber member. This is open to any business in the city of Oxford who meets the eligibility criteria. I'll go through that in a minute. The application notice is going out today and will be due Friday, November 6th. It's an online application. We have up to $5,000 per grant. To be honest, we have about $150 or so $1,000. We may not be able to get up to 5,000, but we'll see what we can do. And then if awarded, you must agree to submit a report with documentation of how the funds were used. So let's go through the eligibility. This is a big slide, but the eligibility is you have to be a brick and mortar business located within the city of Oxford limits. The program is aimed at for-profit industry, so those impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, primarily that rely on walk-in customer activity. This includes restaurants, bars, salons, barbershops, retail shops, service industry, and we are going to try to give a preference to locally owned businesses. Funds are to be used for payroll, rent, and direct COVID-related expenses that occurred from March 1st through December 20th. So they can be retroactive, but I want to make an important point here. You can't double dip. So if you got a payroll loan or grant from the federal government or one of those programs before for payroll, you can't use this grant for that same payroll period. Does that make sense? But what you can do is use it for your rent. You can use it for another payroll period. You can use it for those tables or those barriers that you've put up in your business. We do need you to create a report and have receipts with this grant in case of an audit, but it can be as simple as a payroll report, a mortgage statement, or a receipt of things that you've purchased. And again, it can go back to March 1st. For anything that you haven't covered by other federal funding grant. The applicant must be the owner, and the business must be currently active, lawful, and have all necessary licenses and registrations. An important thing here, almost everybody's following the rules, but we do have a local mask ordinance and a mask gathering ordinance. And so if for some reason your business is like, we don't like masks, we're not wearing masks, well, that would make you not eligible. So just, you know, follow the COVID precautions and we'll help you out with a grant. That's the goal here. You need to have less than 25 FTE on your payroll. That does not mean you can have more than 25 employees, but it's full-time equivalents. So it's an accumulation of their hours, needs to be less than 25 FTE. And you cannot be a direct sales company. So that's like a Sensi or a Mary Kay or something like that. I'll pause here and take any questions on the grant program that we have coming, that's going to be announced later today. I'm so clear, no one has questions. I'm so impressed. You guys, this never happens. All right, next. And we can come back. I'll have questions and answers at the end if you want to write down a question. So now I want to talk a little bit about winter programming. So we are trying very hard to engage residents and day travelers into our community for when the students are gone. So we anticipate that some students are going to be leaving after Thanksgiving and then be gone to the end of January. So we have almost 8 weeks that we're going to try to really do something. And we're going to ask for, you know, we're going to try to work together with you to do this. So the goal is to bring residents and visitors into Oxford during the winter months. The strategy is to create an exciting setting and to explore and engage in, but it's not an event. It's not a one-time thing. This is something that's going to last for 8 weeks that people can kind of come in and come out of and just be like, wow, Oxford's cool. We want to be the most Instagrammable community this winter. That's our goal. And so for the way I can think of it is we're going to try to set an amazing scene for people to come in and engage our town. And it can be experienced over 8 weeks. We're partnering with Enjoy Oxford to do an entire advertising campaign on top of this. And so their advertising campaign will be part like, hey, come to Oxford, and then also part highlighting exact things we have during this programming. So we're working together with them. The first thing we're going to do is we have proposed to City Council to turn back on the outdoor refreshment area. So that is, the City Council does have to vote on this. It's going to be on the agenda for November 3rd. I think they're going to be supportive. This project is going to be coordinated by Enjoy Oxford, and the dates are November 27th through January 22nd. It will be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. You do have to have, for your customers to go outside, they do have to have a branded cup. So the plastic cups, we have 25,000 of them in the closet across the hall from me. And so you can buy those at cost from Kim Daggy. Kim, maybe wave your hand. And, but if you were using hot beverages and you need a hot beverage cup, we can't get those fast enough. So use your own hot beverage cups and we'll give you a sticker that says DORA and you can put it on there. And so that will run again through November 27th through January 22nd. We'll let you know as soon as possible if City Council approves it. And then Enjoy Oxford is also making a small promotional pamphlet about DORA, explaining the boundary, explaining that it's every day, it's not just on the weekends, that people can do it at any time. So my inside joke is that when the students are gone, the DORA is on. And that is going to be our kind of our guiding principle. So this new resolution we have coming forward kind of sets the dates for summertime and then this winter season every year. So we won't have to go back to council every time. So stay tuned. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm going to hit pause. Are there any questions on the DORA? Okay, just once again, if you have...
I have a quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
Right now in the state of Ohio, you are allowed to sell beverages to go with the order of a meal. And some local restaurants and bars, including ourselves, Books and Brews, take advantage of that. My question is, and it's kind of hard to determine this, do I sell those in a DORA cup or just our regular to-go cup? Because I have seen people drinking them on the street. I know
Yeah.
DORA's not on right now, but
yeah.
it's really confusing, I think, with that state law that lets you sell the to-go cups. People are thinking that they can walk around with those.
Right.
So
It is confusing.
I don't know if anyone else has an issue with that.
No, we're having issues with this. So it is something our police are actually dealing with. So you can help us by explaining that right now, like let's say you sell a beverage to go, you need to be very clear with them. Lids on, don't drink this until you get home. Do not drink this on the street. After November 27th and the DORA is on, sell it in a DORA cup and they can drink it on the street. That's fine, but the DORA is not on right now. So they should really have a lid on it and take it home. And if you need help with like a police officer coming by and explaining that to people, we've done that with some other bars to kind of educate the public about that.
I need help with that. I have a lot of people bringing their other drinks onto our patio every week.
Well, okay, we will talk to, we'll get a police officer over there to help you with that.
Just let me know who I can talk to about that.
Yep.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks. Other questions on the DORA? Okay.
Jessica, I have a question here.
Yep.
So I believe, is the state of Ohio at 10 p.m. drinking curfew at this point?
They have to stop selling drinks at 10, but they must be consumed by 11.
Okay. I just wondered how that 11 p.m., 10 p.m. closing time was going to happen.
So they have to stop being sold at 10, but they can still consume them by 11.
So if I was out on the street at 11:15, would I get in trouble?
I'm going to chase you down, Laura, but no. I mean, technically, yes. But for the most part, we don't anticipate having a huge issue with people throwing their cups away. It would probably be like, hey, throw your cups away. It's time to wrap up.
Not like to go out at that hour anyway, but just in general question.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
Thank you.
Other questions? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to move on. The next thing we're trying to do, and this is that set the scene that we're talking about, is called Oxford Night Lights. And the way I'm trying to think about it in my brain is like a mini Blink event. If anyone went down to Cincinnati and saw Blink, now it is not Blink, okay? I don't want anyone to think that we're bringing Blink to Cincinnati, but the concept of using light as an engaging piece of art and an engaging way to see around town, that is what we're trying to do. So we're contracting with lots of different artists and organizations to do light exhibits all through the uptown area, which will go from OCAC, the Oxford Community Arts Center, their backyard, all the way down High Street, and then continue down to the other side of town. It's going to be light exhibits. There'll be temporary murals. The murals will have one thing that you'll see during the daytime, and at night they'll have like a black light art that'll be hidden, so you can only see it when the black light comes on. We're going to have sculptures in empty windows uptown, or businesses that want sculptures in them that have space. Again, that will be kind of lit up at night. There's going to be kind of movie clips rolling in empty business windows at night. Like if someone's closed at night, they might turn on a projector and rotate just a film. And we're going to try to get extra seating. And then these igloos are really cool. And they light up at night, but we have to figure out, we don't want to make like a little igloo of COVID germs. Like that's a bad idea. So what we're trying to do right now is figure out how to clean these really cool little igloos. And if we can't do it, we might just use them as an art exhibit themselves. My question to you is to please be open. Sometimes over winter term, people close, and then it just makes town look even more dead. And so do what you can to be open, and gosh, I encourage you to get creative and do what you can to kind of tie into this theme of Oxford Night Lights, the DORA, whatever you can do to promote things. I think by us all working together, there's some real potential to build some energy in town during these 8 weeks. I want to show you some pictures of what we're thinking to kind of show what my brain is going toward. So we have our lights that are already very beautiful and pretty. We're buying more lights, so that's one step. These are those igloos I'm talking about. So they go over tables and then you can put lights in them at night. Again, I have to figure out how to clean them, or they'll just be their own art installation. Fire pit there in the middle is a very cool idea, but only if we have like staff there guarding it. So, you know, if someone wants to volunteer to do that, let me know. And then this is an example of there's something where we're going to have a projector and you can call on your cell phone and it makes your voice pattern on the screen or on the ground. And what's fun is someone else can call on the cell phone and then your lights begin to fight and battle on the ground. And we might rotate these exhibits out. So we might do this light battle for a few weeks. But then for the next couple of weeks, we might do like a keyboard piano where you can like jump on the piano lights and the lights make sound. So we're going to try to rotate it out every few weeks so that it engages people to come back and experience more. That's still very much in the works, but I just encourage you to get creative, to think about the Oxford Night Lights, to think about programming that you can do at your business to just bring people in during the winter term. I'm going to stop here about the winter programming and ask if you have any questions. Okay, so stay tuned because that is very much like we're in the research phase. And as you know, we have to spend this money really quickly. And so it's a little bit of a frantic scramble, but we're doing the best we can. And as things start to get streamlined and really solidified, I'll let you know exactly what we're doing and when and that kind of thing. Anne, go ahead.
Just a suggestion. I know you mentioned it would go from the OCAC all the way through High Street uptown. I didn't know if while you're doing the proposal, if you could consider doing it maybe out at Gaslight, that area, as well as Church Street. I'm not just, saying that because of Books and Brews, but if you could maybe run it like some type of nightlight scavenger hunt so that people go to the different locations. Oxford's not just High Street. If we could, do a little bit in some outreaching areas too, like, College Corner Pike or out, by where Dunkin' Donuts is. I can't think of what that's called.
Yeah,
but
the Bishop Square.
Do a couple other places as well.
Especially with the temporary murals with the nightlight hunt. And we kind of wanted to do a nightlight hunt where you see the murals during the day and then you see the murals at night and they look differently. I will put that back on the schedule. It was hard. We had to find enough green space to kind of put these exhibits. And I will say the easiest thing to do is use public green space. But I hear you, and I will reach out and see if we can find some good business partners who are open to having these things installed in their green space that we don't control. There's a pinch point. But yeah, thank you for that feedback.
Jessica and Anne, we are brainstorming also to do some sort of incentive for people to go, not just uptown. Taylor in my office and I were brainstorming that today because this is to help all of Oxford. So please feel free to contact us as well, since we're doing a lot of the marketing, but somehow this is placemaking and creating the atmosphere that'll draw people, but we want to create something to also pull them into businesses and spread them all over Oxford as well. So that's what we'll work on too.
Thank you, Kim. That was good feedback, so thank you. And we'll take that and see what we can kind of work out. I'm actually meeting with my boss this afternoon on this exact program, so it's good feedback.
Yeah. Jessica, this is Mike. I wish our business was closer to uptown because we would certainly love to participate in this, and maybe we can even out here off of McGuffey and Fairfield. But a question is, we'd certainly like to help promote this outside of Oxford. What kind of plans do you have so far so that we can help attract people in for Oxford Nightlights? I assume maybe through Butler County Visitors Bureau and Hamilton Chamber and other things like that, or what can we do to assist with that to get people to get here to town?
That's a good question. Kim, not to put you on the spot, but do you have a rough outline of what your marketing program could look like and then share that a bit?
Yes, we are working on that and discussed it with some of our board this morning. We have some video shop small video creation with small snippets as well. There's a big chunk of the marketing for digital. So within a 2-hour radius, as far as newspaper, print, NPR, talking with Kelly about doing the chamber billboard. So it's going to hit all the marks, from print, talk, digital, Pandora type messaging that can't be interrupted. So a full gamut of in direct email blasts. So the full Monty.
So our request of you is, when it's not developed yet, right? Like, we're all scrambling to get this done, but once it is launched, you can help us by sharing it and spreading the word. And then that would be real. And then through your own newsletters and your own social and your own outreach, I think that would be a tool to help engage the region in Oxford, Ohio this winter. That is definitely our goal. And I know that Enjoy Oxford and their team, like that, incentivizing getting out to all businesses. I mean, they're still, again, in formation, but I think they were looking at like passports and tours, like restaurant tours and passports and things. So as those get pulled together, we will share them.
Good. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Other questions on this topic?
Well, I was going to say that this past summer, didn't we do the stamp program where they had to go to all the different businesses and get a stamp? I'm not sure how that went over, but that might be an idea to get people to go around town as well.
Yeah.
We can't be in the mural or the art theme.
Like a passport program, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Dave, this is Kelly with the chamber. We did do that over the summer to try to get people into businesses. I think we had quite a few people participate, but we didn't have that many people actually turn their passports back in, which kind of defeated the purpose of them winning a prize. But
We've kind of learned that unless the prize is huge, like really big prize, people don't want to turn it back in. But I think still the challenge of completing a tour or a passport on its own merit is still a valid thing.
Let's give away one of those igloos.
There you go. I think those igloos are cool. Stay tuned on the igloos, man. I saw those and I squealed. I was like, those are so fun. But cleaning, keep you posted. Any other questions on winter programming or DORA?
Winter programming, are you still going to do the, I can't even think of the name of it. Kelly, help me out here. It's Santa Claus and.
Oh, the holiday festival.
Thank you.
holiday festival, yeah.
Thank you.
We are trying to figure out what to do with, we are not have the holiday festival the way it normally has been. Like, we're not going to have, because that's an event, right? Where we try to encourage everyone at one time. And we can't, that's just not safe, especially with things spiking the way they are right now. So we probably won't have the ice rink. We probably won't even have like kids. Our amazing Santa is kind of like, I don't know if I want like hundreds of children sitting on my lap. So we're trying to figure out what we can do with Santa and that type of thing. But the way it's looked like in the past, it will not look the same this year. Our Parks and Rec team is really the one who puts that on. So I'll get with, Casey has his big Halloween circus this week. Once he's done with that, we'll move on to the holiday festival. And I'll let you know what it will be once we know. These are good questions. Other questions? like Okay. The next thing I want to give you some other updates, some things I'm learning about like in the moment. They're so new, I don't even have time to put them in the PowerPoint. And that is, the governor did announce last Thursday that they're giving funds out for $10,000 grants to businesses. And that will open on November 2nd. And then $2,500 grants to bar owners. And it looks like it's going to be operated through the Ohio Development Services office. And it looks like it's going to be first come, first serve with an allotment per county. And it looks like the applications will open on November 2nd. Now, what I don't know, does that mean at 12 a.m. on November 2nd? And everybody needs to be up with their finger on the keyboard? Or is that like at 7 a.m.? Like, I don't know that answer. So I'll try to get that answer and get that information out to you as soon as I can. It does look like you have to create an ID first. So I will get that ID creation link out to you. But man, getting on, it's going to be first come, first serve. That just means it's going to be a whole lot of like online finger clicking as fast as you can on November 2nd. So if I learn more, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, and I did already send out information on that too,
Thank you, Kelly.
just to kind of prepare everybody for it.
Okay. So as Kelly and I learn more, we'll keep you posted. Ann, do you have a question?
I was just gonna say, I worked with my accountant today, just to prepare everything ahead of time. So she'll have everything ready for me, and then I'll have it ready just to, they haven't said yet. I was all over that site yesterday and today. But there are a couple things you have to have ready in order to get that $10,000 one. For the bar owner one, all you need is your permit number. And again, they haven't said when it opens other than the date.
Right.
But the other one, you do have to do some preparation work first.
So that's good feedback. So if you want, we'll send those links out again after this meeting, and you guys can do a little bit of research and kind of get ready if you think you want to apply for those or try to apply for those. There is other CARES Act money trickling in. And so if we get any more, we will reach out and let you guys know. Like we will absolutely do our best. The other updates I have are some random polystyrene. Back in 2019, City Council passed a polystyrene ban that was supposed to go into effect in 2020, where you couldn't use styrofoam for your carryout anymore. That has been suspended for a year. And so you can still use your styrofoam, but in December of 21, we're going to ask you to start not using styrofoam cups, styrofoam carryout containers, switch to something that's a little bit more biodegradable. So that's coming down the pipeline, but I wanted to fill you in on that. And I believe those were my major updates for today. So I am happy to answer any questions you have. In any topic, it doesn't have to be these that we spoke about today. And I'll do my best to kind of give you some answers. So questions and answers if you have any at this time. And you're all muted. So if you have a question, you'll need to unmute and speak.
Jessica, I just wanted to remind everybody too that since the chamber a couple of weeks ago was also awarded the $10,000 for to reimburse any business that's had to buy like outdoor furniture to expand your outdoor seating. Bring me those receipts so that we can reimburse you for that as well.
Thank you, Kelly. That's a good update. So yes, in addition to the business grant, the chamber also has a small amount of funds to help reimburse you for any expenses you had for outdoor dining or COVID expenses. So that would be like heaters, additional tables, the booth barriers that you've put up, or masks or sanitation equipment that you bought for your staff. Talk to Kelly at the chamber, and I'll send, for those of you who aren't chamber members, I'll send out her contact information at the end of this meeting.
Quick question, while we're on the topic of patio heaters, does anyone know where to get them?
We tried, we can't find them.
I can't get them anywhere. Everywhere is sold out.
That and patio furniture seems to be sold out.
You can get it from Home Depot. Wi-Fi extras here.
Good suggestion, thank you. Other questions? This group is not usually quiet, but.
Long day.
Yep. All right. Well, what I'm going to do, just so you guys know, is I will type up a summary of this. actually, I'm going to send out this PowerPoint. I'll send out important contacts for Kim at Enjoy Oxford for her marketing and possible passport program or whatever they come up with, for Kelly Riggs for the grant program, including the outdoor dining. And then I will also post this on YouTube so that it can be shared with anyone who missed the meeting today. Dave, did you have a question? Okay. With that,
I did have a quick question for you.
Hi, Larry. Go for
Hi.
it.
I'm sorry I was late. I couldn't help it. The farmer's market did, I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it, but we did sustain about a $4,500 loss of revenue from last year compared to this year. And I didn't know if there was money for reimbursing of that or what that took. So that was my only question.
Larry, I think if you can tie it to, for farmers market, it's hard because it's geared more toward a brick and mortar business. In fact, that's one of the criteria is the brick and mortar. So you and I, let's talk offline to see what we can possibly do.
All right, thanks.
Yep. Other questions before we adjourn today?
Just a comment, Jessica, thank you for pulling this all together. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's a little frantic, but we're doing our best to try to stay ahead of it. And honestly, it's been an honor to try to get to use these funds in a way that will support our community in the most responsible and sustainable way. And so that's been something we've really been trying and striving to do. So I will send.
We also can get the Wi-Fi, going uptown in the community and everything, particularly when the weather gets a little better. It might not help us so much during the winter time, but in the spring when people can be uptown, not only participating in our uptown businesses, but also being online to do things, I think that'll go a long way. I really do.
Yeah.
Thank you all for working on that.
You're welcome. Thank you. So yes, the other big areas that the CARES Act funding is being used on is public Wi-Fi. In all of our public parks, we'll have free Wi-Fi. It'll probably be ready to go by the end of the first quarter. The other is a lot of basic needs assistance. So rent assistance, rent assistance, a cold shelter, food assistance, transportation assistance. So truly, if you know of anyone who needs help paying rent, or who needs help paying for childcare, or who needs help with a car repair, the Family Resource Center is our partner for those types of things. And I encourage you to reach out to them for assistance. So those are our other big projects that we're working on. So with that, I encourage you, email me ideas. I do get behind in my email right now, but I do read them and I love ideas, especially creative ones. I love feedback. Like if you say, hey, I really want you to extend this to, the Stewart Square and Bishop Square and, those kind of things, that feedback is really helpful to me. So go ahead and keep advocating. More minds mean better ideas.
I just wanted to say also real quick, you're going to get that email with the application from me probably within the next 15 minutes of this meeting ending. And then you'll also get a copy of that same letter and email and going as far as where to go to apply. In case you didn't get my email, you're also going to get a letter in the mail, plus it will be posted on social media. So if you hear of a business that says, oh, I didn't know about this, let me know, because, we're all human. If something gets overlooked and we miss somebody, that's definitely not what we want to do, because this is for all businesses in Oxford. But we're pretty sure we got all of you covered. So just, if you don't get anything from me, let me know as soon as possible.
Thank you, Kelly. Dave, do you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, I was going to comment on, you were just talking about partnering with the Family Resource Center. Gaslight's actually gearing up for our second annual Thanksgiving feeding this year. So if you know of anybody that needs Thanksgiving dinner, go through the Family Resource Center. We're probably looking to feed up to 500 to 600 people this year. So
wow, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone, thank you for your time. We got out in 30 minutes, 36 minutes, not too shabby. And I love efficient meetings. And if you guys have any follow-up questions, feel free to call me or email me, and I'll do my best to get you an answer. And I'll be sending out these things very soon. So thanks, and have a good afternoon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.